5 items lang po para sa ating balik aral or review. So now let's have our main topic for today, which is illustrating and explaining conceptual framework. So what is a conceptual framework? According to the reference material, which is a book by Prieto and others, the book is entitled Practical Research to Quantitative. The conceptual framework consists of concepts that are placed within a logical and sequential design. So our keywords here are concepts and logical and sequential design. So later we'll understand what this logical and sequential design means or refers to. Conceptual framework also represents less formal structure and used for studies in which existing theory is insufficient. No? You write or formulate a conceptual framework in order to, as what I've said, we said last week, in order to feel a certain information in a theory related to your study through your current study or research. So that's basically what the conceptual framework aims to do. Although it's a less formal structure. Later we'll explain why it's a less formal structure. All right, based on specific concepts and propositions and taken from practical observation and intuition. No? So again, concepts. And then the concepts are formulated, are designed based on your practical observation and intuition, meaning it's from your own understanding of your topic or your research study. So it is original. All right. So earlier we talked about the nature of conceptual framework. This time let's talk about the purposes of a conceptual framework. Okay. One of the purposes of conceptual framework is to clarify concepts and propose relationships among the concepts in a study. Now, in a conceptual framework, you as a researcher and your audience or reader will be able to identify or recognize relationships among concepts in your study. And it's done through a diagram, through a flow chart, and other graphic organizers. Because in a conceptual framework, you include a graphic organizer, no, that shows the relationships and sequential organization of your concepts, no, or variables in your study, to be exact. Now, one of the purposes also is to provide a context for interpreting the study findings. To provide a context for interpreting the study findings. Of course, when you do your study, it should be based on your context, no, contextualize, sabi nga. So, through your conceptual framework, the context of your research, no, would be able to you would be able to um, express it or make it make it available to your readers. Now, another purpose is to explain observation. So, as what we said earlier, for conceptual framework is based on practical observations and intuition. So, to explain these observations, you explain it in your conceptual framework. Now, the last purpose of conceptual framework is to encourage theory development that is useful and practical. You know. So you also develop theory that is useful and practical to other researchers. You know. Well, researchers like students, teachers, and other professionals in the research field. All right, so those are the purposes of a conceptual framework. Now let's proceed to the guidelines on writing conceptual framework. First step, so this is step by step, okay? So meaning you start with the first step procedure. Now, first step is to choose your topic, of course. That's why our first topic in our first, I think that was first or second online tutorial was to choose your research topic. So, of course, after choosing your topic, no, um, you have to, what's the next step? Do a literature review. All right. Now, again, make sure that your topic is something that is within your field of specialization. Like if you are from the ABM, better if it's about ABM, about accounting, business, management. If you are in STEM, then your topic might be related to science and technology, engineering, mathematics. TVL, of course, about technology and livelihood, vocational, technical, vocational. All right, now second step is do a literature review. So you go over relevant studies related to your own research. So literature review is the next chapter of your research paper. So make sure that your sources or the relevant and updated studies are from reliable sources of information. And of course, when you do literature review, you use appropriate documentation. So we will talk about the appropriate documentation in the next online tutorial. So what's the next step? Isolate the important variables. So I guess by now you already understand what is a variable or what are variables in research. So if you already have your topic, of course, you know your variables, no? So isolate the important variables. Identify the specific variables mentioned in the literature and show their interrelationships. Okay. Next, generate the conceptual framework. So this is the last step. So after choosing your topic, doing a literature review and identifying and isolating the specific and important variables, you are now ready to generate the conceptual framework. So, ganun lang po kadali ang sulat ng conceptual framework sa isang research. If you follow these steps, most probably madali lang or hindi kayo mahihirapan sa pagsulat ng inyong conceptual framework. So what will you do? Of course, you build your conceptual framework using your variables studied in the articles you have read. Your problem statement will also serve as a reference in constructing your conceptual framework. Okay, so in effect, your study will attempt to answer a question that other researchers have not explained yet. So you see the importance of each part, no? Interrelated din po siya kasi ang title, ang research questions, the variables can help you in formulating your conceptual framework. Now let's proceed. Now, as I've said earlier, a conceptual framework could be a flow chart. It could be a flow chart or a map or a diagram, no? Which is like a recipe or a blueprint, which provides an outline of your plan on how to conduct your research. So technically, or in research, we call this diagram or graphic organizer as conceptual framework. Okay, so a conceptual paradigm is a diagram that visually represents and interprets the underlying theory, principles, and concepts of a research. So it's a visual representation. Variables that in researcher before an actual investigation is done to prove its relationships. Okay? So conceptual paradigm ang tawag po sa diagram, the visual representation in your conceptual framework according to the book by Prieto and others. Okay? So, ayan, marami po tayong listeners, watchers sa ating Facebook. Nariyan po si Irene Aloba Solecitos, Ansley Decilios, shout out po sa Flora National High School, Division of Apayao. Hello po Sir Joel Kudyamat. Okay, so I hope it's clear, no? So what a conceptual paradigm? So it's just a diagram or a visual representation in your conceptual framework. Okay. Now here's an framework. So first, start with the diagram. By the way, a conceptual framework
conceptual framework was based on the ideas posited by Haynes in 2001, Miskell 2008, and Gorton in 2007. According to Haynes 2001, school climate is the sum total of and the dynamic interactions among the psychological, academic, and physical dimensions of the school's environment. Litwin and Stringer, 1968, in Hoy and Miskell, 2008, defined school climate as a set of measurable properties of the work environment based on the collective perceptions of the people who live and work in the environment and demonstrated to influence their behavior. Meanwhile, Bortman 2007 posited that perceptions provide an important gauge for measuring school climate. Continuation, others claim that climate can provide a competitive edge by coordinating and motivating people throughout an organization, either by promoting innovations, encouraging high standards of quality uh, and service standards of quality and service, or providing um, for efficiency and cost advantages. Particularly, the following are required to describe and assess the climate of a school. The development of clear concept of key factors that determine climate, the declaration of some method of collecting data that will describe these factors, and the procedure by which the data may be analyzed or displayed. In this study, three dimensions were considered. Three dimensions were considered. So ito na yung nasa ano tawag dito? Nasa diagram kanina. Okay? Ito na yung nasa diagram kanina.
Hello? Okay, we're back. So again, the three dimensions considered were school climate, innovativeness, and then yung effectiveness. This part is now based on the observation or based on the understanding of the researcher. All right. So just this one is another example. Hindi ko na to i-discuss. Let me just go to Ayon. Now this part. Figure 1 shows the conceptual framework of the study. So in writing your conceptual framework, you can also include this starting phrase. No, Figure 1 shows the conceptual framework of starting sentence. Why? Because after that statement would be the last paragraph, you follow with the figure or the diagram. So this is the diagram or the conceptual framework based on the narrative that was earlier shown about the theoretical framework or conceptual framework of the study. So you have the students on the left side, the left circle, and then career choice on the right circle. And then you have parents. Based on this very simple graphic organizer, one can understand what the research is about, the concept, based on the concepts or based on the writing. Okay? So that's it for our discussion of what a conceptual framework is. Now let's do some more activities this to test your understanding of our discussion earlier. All right, so I hope you will participate. Ayan, good afternoon po, Joe Tonog, Jane Talusig Manansala. Yes, thank you, Sir Joel also. Yan, si Angeline Kalumpiano, good afternoon. Johnny Marie, good afternoon. Okay, so answer po tayo ha. True or false lang? Ayan, number one is true, sorry. Nag-excited. Conceptual framework is like a recipe or blueprint. Ayan, example, no? So, the answer is true. Sige, number two. Sige nga. Not all conceptual framework have to include a diagram or graphic. Is it true or false? Type in your answer, mga kaitulay. Ano pong sagot sa number 2? True or false lang po? Not all conceptual framework have to include a diagram or graphic. Tingnan natin kung meron yung sumagot. Ayun, sabi ni Will Johnny, Marie, true. Sige. Pakita natin ang sagot dahil meron na tayong sumagot. Correct. So, very good, Will Johnny. So, the answer is true. So, in a conceptual framework, hindi mo kailangan maglagay ng diagram or graphic para sa kanina mga examples, no? It can still be a conceptual framework or theoretical framework. All right? Now, by the way, just to add, the conceptual or theoretical framework or the diagram that you will include in your conceptual framework can also be based on a theory that you are using, no, in your study. Meaning parang i-adapt mo siya dun sa sarili mong research. All right? Of course, just cite kung kaninong conceptual framework yun. If wala ka talagang makuha o mapiga mula sa variables, but that's siguro that's impossible kasi siyempre if we don't do our research, you'll be able to come up with our own conceptual framework. All right, number 3. If you use a diagram in your conceptual framework, the narrative is not needed anymore. Narrative, yung kanina, yung mga paragraphs. So, kung may diagram ka na, hindi na ba kailangan ang narrative? Sige nga, true or false? Number 3, true or false? Sige, ang sagot ay false. Ayun, maraming sumagot ng false. Si Kyla Celine Cervantes o John Marie. Yes, hindi sapat ang diagram, no? Kasi nga, limited lang ang information na makukuha mo or na ibibigay sa diagram. Kailangan talaga ng narrative or yung paragraphs na especially if you have theories that you will use in your research. All right. So the narrative is needed, no? Is still needed. Number 4. Your theoretical framework introduces the relevant researches and studies to show how your study will help contribute to the field.
The correct answer is
Ayan, the correct answer is true. Very good. So, magaling ang ating mga watchers, no? Watchers sa Facebook at sa ating YouTube um, live session. Sige, let's proceed. Now, it's a different way of answering. You have to choose the letter of the correct answer to complete the statement. Ay, sorry, hindi pala choose the letter. I mean, hindi pala to complete the statement. It's a question, sorry. Choose the letter of the correct answer to the following question. So number one, which of the following is not the purpose of a conceptual framework? Again, choose the letter of the correct answer to the following question. May correction po tayo dyan. Within the study findings, B, to state categorically the periods covered by the study, C, to encourage theory development that is useful and practical, and D, to explain observations. So what do you think is the answer? A, B, C, or D? So which is not a purpose of a conceptual framework. Sige, pakita na natin ang sagot. Nahihirapan siguro sila or nagbabasa pa. The correct answer is letter, ayun, may sumagot. Nagkasabay yata. C daw. D ang correct answer. To state categorically the periods covered by the study. Letter B is the purpose of scope and delimitation of your study. No? To state categorically the periods covered by the study. So delimitation of the study, yan po ang purpose and delimitation of the study. The rest, A, C, and D are the purposes of conceptual framework. Next, number 6. Which of the following refers to a diagram that visually represents and interprets the underlying theory, principles, and concepts of a research? Or yung technical term for that diagram in your conceptual framework, according to Prieto and others in their book, Practical Research 2 for Senior High School. So what's the correct answer for number 6? Letter D daw, I get, this is for number 6. Kyla Celine Cervantes. So the correct answer for number 6 is letter A, conceptual paradigm. All right, conceptual paradigm. Ayan. Conceptual paradigm. Hi po mga sir. Krisha Marino, hi. Okay. Let's proceed to the next learning task. So this time, you're going to arrange the steps in writing a conceptual framework. So write A for step 1, B for step 2, and so on. So you have 4 steps in writing a conceptual framework. They are arranged, they are not arranged in proper order or correct order, so you have to arrange them. So which do you think, what do you think is the correct arrangement? Or for number 1, is it the first step? So you write A. For number 2, is it the second, the third? So if you think that's a third, so C. Pwede nyo namang yung apat, no? So for example, you have, for your answer, you have B, C, D, A, or D, C, A, B. para isang bagsakan na lang. So, sagot po tayo. Ayan, 1, 3, 2, 4. So, 1, 3, 2, 4. Ano ibig sabihin na Will John? So, ang first is 1. And then, again, ulitin ko, A, B, C, D ang magiging sagot nyo. So, letters. So, for example, if you think number 1 is letter, if you think number 1 is the third step in letter C, no? If you think number 2 is the first step, then you have to answer A. So CA, for example, CA, DB, ganun. Yun. Answer ng ACBD. So A is so meaning number 1 is the first step according to Will Johnny. And then 2 is the third step. Meron ba ibang answer ya? Ayun, meron kay Angeline. A, B, C, D. Sorry. Number 3 is A. So, first. And then, parang nabaliktad yata kay Angeline Calumpiano. CABD, according to Lemar Arpon. So, number 1 is the third step. Number 2 is the first step. Number 3 is the second, and number 4 is the fourth step. Tama ba? Parang para-parehas ang ating mga sumagot sa last step. Letter D. Ang last nila. Sige, pakita na natin ang sagot para hindi na tayo magtagal. So here's the correct arrangement or steps, arrangement of the steps in writing a conceptual frame. Yon, BCAD. Yon, BCAD, meaning the first step is number 3, choose your topic. Diba? Yun yung palaging unang step. Kailangan alam mo muna kung ano yung topic mo. Ano ang issue, ano ang problem sa iyong research. Alright? Kasi kung hindi mo alam, hindi mo alam kung anong pag-aaralan mo. Okay? So, next step in writing a conceptual framework is you do a literature review. So, mayroon ka ng topic, then you research relevant and updated researches and studies about your topic. Okay? And then, the third step is number 2, isolate the important variables. Variables sa study mo. No? So, ano yung variables sa study mo? You isolate them, identify them, and isolate them. Not all variables, of course, the important variables, specifically the dependent and independent variables. And the last, but not the least, step is generate the conceptual framework. So, mag-formulate ka na ng conceptual framework mo. Okay? So there you go. We're now on the next part of our module. What I have learned is the third learning task. Hindi nyo na kailangan sumagot sa ating comment box kasi medyo mahaba to. Maybe kung gusto nyo talaga sagutan to at gusto nyo pang matuto, no? Now, you can do this. Write your answer in your notebook, maybe now or later. So here's what you do now that you are done knowing the guidelines and writing a conceptual framework. Take a look back and remember the things you learn. So you start your statement or answer with Statement, based on the lesson, I realized that. So what have you realized about the lesson? And finally, here's your assessment. No? Since ang objective natin is to illustrate and explain conceptual framework. So kanina, we tried to explain conceptual framework. Now, it's now your turn to illustrate or write your conceptual framework, no, of your own research topic for practical research too. I hope by now you already have your research topic for your practical research too. Now, if you're taking practical research 1, pwede din nyo itong gawin kasi parang almost the same lang naman ang practical research 1 and practical research 2. No? Magkakaiba lang sila sa data na kailangan mong pag-aralan. Of course, qualitative for practical research is more on numbers, numerical data, while quantitative is more on descriptive data. Okay, so parehas lang po ang practical research 1 and practical research 2 conceptual framework. I mean the guidelines and the purposes and nature of conceptual framework. All right, so I leave you with this learning task. I hope you try to do this, no? Kasi kung gumagawa kayo ng yung research paper at nagkataon na sa conceptual framework na tayo, malaking tulong ito para sa inyo, no? Paanong isulat ang inyong conceptual framework sa inyong research study. And that's all for now. Thank you very much. For comment suggestions, email us at edtech@deped.gov.ph, or you can simply send a message in our Facebook page, EdTech Unit, DepEd Philippines, DepEd Time. Alright? So, sa ngayon po ay nagsisimula na po ang ating statistics and probability online tutorial, Itulay, online tutorial. So, muli po, ito po ang inyong tutor para sa oras nito at sa araw na ito, para sa research, practical research to ng senior high school. Magkita-kita po muli tayo. Magkita-kita po muli tayo